Hey everyone, and welcome to this special video where we're diving into Spider-Man 4. Brand new day. The day every Spidey fan has been waiting for. And yep, I'm one of them too. There's been tension, hype, and now that the day is finally here, let's break down everything that's come out so far. First off, we saw some major activity on the streets of Glasgow. Spider-Man 4 is currently shooting in full swing. The cast and crew have shut down over 50 streets, transforming them into real-life sets. And on these streets, an armored truck scene is being filmed which, according to rumors, could feature Spider-Man and the Punisher together. Now, if the Punisher's in the mix, you already know the action levels are gonna be wild. And if you look closely, there's a distinct Inner Demons logo on these trucks. The same gang that works with Mr. Negative, aka Martin Lee. That's a massive clue suggesting Mr. Negative might be one of the film's major villains. And hey, when a film's shooting in public, set photos leaking is pretty much guaranteed. But at this point, let's be real. It's part of the free marketing game. Meanwhile, Sony has also started teasing us. Just this morning, they dropped a short 8-second video showing the first glimpse of Tom Holland's new suit. And oh man, it may have been short, but it felt like a gift to every fan. Sony captioned the teaser with, "Don't go anywhere," which basically screams that something big is coming. So depending on when you're watching this video, we may already have a full reveal. If that happens, believe me, I'm ready to drop another breakdown. Now let's talk about that 8-second teaser. The first thing that immediately stood out? Raised webbing. Yep. For the first time, we're seeing raised webbing on Tom Holland's suit. If you look back at Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's suits, that textured webbing has always been there. But Tom's suits? Never had it, until now. Personally, I've always liked Tom's Spider-Man, but I've also been pretty critical of his suits. A new suit in every film? Constant design changes? Sometimes it just feels like it's all about toy sales, but this new look? This might be the one that finally hits. Raised webbing isn't just a design feature. It gives the suit depth, texture, a real physical presence. And I'm guessing Tom probably looked at Tobey and Andrew's suits and thought, all right, it's my turn to get a peak Spidey suit. Now let's talk about the chest symbol. It looks a lot like the one from No Way Home. And honestly, I love that design. It's unique. It sets him apart from the other Spideys, and it just fits. So what we might be looking at here is an upgraded version of that old suit. Same symbol, new textures, and that raised webbing we all missed. That said, we haven't seen the blue part of the suit yet. What we've seen so far is mostly the red section. Hardcore fans are already zooming in, frame by frame, hoping to catch even a slight glimpse of blue. Now the big question: is the suit going to be simple and grounded, or will it go over-designed again? Will it have the same expressive lenses? Will we still see emotions through the mask? And most importantly, Tony Stark isn't around anymore. So how high-tech is this suit going to be? And I've got just one humble request. Please don't mess with the belt. For me, the belt design is one of the most crucial parts of any Spider-Man suit. I wasn't a fan of the Amazing Spider-Man belt. It looked incomplete. The Homecoming suit had those weird black bands. Too much going on. That's why Far From Home's updated suit is my favorite. It's clean, simple, and respects the belt design. So all I'm saying is, brand new day suit. Don't touch the belt, or I'll show you mine. Now let's address the biggest issue that's haunted Spider-Man suits over the years: the overuse of CGI. One of the biggest problems in Tom Holland's Spidey journey has been that the suits look too animated. Overly CGI'd, like a video game character sometimes. Yes, CGI makes sense for high action scenes, but in close-ups, dialogue, or emotional moments, just use the real practical suit. What we've seen, the raised webbing, the fabric texture, it all looks great. Don't hide it. Show it off. Own it. Some fans are saying the teaser's tone reminded them of Robert Pattinson's Batman suit reveal. Dark, minimal, atmospheric. And that sparked theories that Spider-Man 4 might take inspiration from that, where Peter fully detaches from his Parker identity and becomes just Spider-Man living full-time as a street-level hero. But maybe, just maybe, this movie will be about him finding that balance again, finding himself again. So yeah, that's today's full breakdown. Brand New Day is not just another Spider-Man movie. It's the start of a whole new chapter. And trust me when I say, I'm super excited. Now that Peter Parker's memories have been completely wiped, MJ doesn't recognize him anymore. Happy Hogan has forgotten him, and his old connection with the Daily Bugle has fully vanished. This is the moment of a new beginning. But this beginning isn't ordinary. It's the kind where Peter must rebuild himself from the ground up, with no help, no familiar faces, and no emotional anchors to hold on to. The story moves forward in the cold winds and flickering lights of New York City, where crime is once again starting to rise from the cracks. But this time, the city's protector, Spider-Man, is completely alone. No tech support, no Stark Industries resources, no backup waiting in the wings. He has to remake his own gadgets from scratch, design his own strategies, and most importantly, prove himself all over again on his own terms. A new villain rises from the digital shadows, one known only as Shadowthread. This isn't your typical criminal mastermind. Shadowthread is like a ghostly cyber virus that not only hacks into systems but pierces deep into the fabric of human memory itself. When Peter discovers that this villain can manipulate the exact fragments of memory that MJ and the others have forgotten, it becomes clear that he's not just fighting a bad guy anymore. He's fighting the erasure of his own past. Spider-Man confronts this new threat in a suit unlike any before. No nanotech, no fancy upgrades, just something raw and real. Hand-built by Peter himself, forged from limited resources, crafted with care and powered by pain. This isn't a suit of convenience. It's a suit of conviction. It's not about tech anymore, it's about will. It's about heart. And this time, he's not fighting with science, he's fighting with soul. Shadowthread launches his first attack on the Daily Bugle's network. J. Jonah Jameson starts to notice that someone, or something, is erasing old Spider-Man reports from their servers. And in the middle of that chaos, Peter Parker quietly applies for a job at the Bugle once again, under a new name, a new face, and a new life. He has to start over from the beginning. But this time he's wiser, tougher, and more mature. The story takes a more emotional turn when Peter begins to notice subtle signs. Soft signals that maybe, just maybe, MJ's mind hasn't completely let go. A dream, a melody, a strange feeling she can't explain. Peter doesn't want her to remember for his sake. He only wants her to be safe, to be happy. Even if that means being a stranger to her forever. But when Shadowthread targets MJ's store and takes her hostage, Spider-Man has no choice but to step into the light. What follows is a battle that strikes deeper than the surface. A collision not just of hero and villain, but of love and loss, sacrifice and survival. On one side, the girl Peter gave up everything for. On the other, a villain who weaponizes that very sacrifice. Shadowthread isn't fighting Spider-Man's powers, he's fighting Peter's pain. Spider-Man wins, but he doesn't walk away untouched. Not physically, emotionally, broken in ways no one can see. MJ looks into his eyes and for a single moment something stirs. A flicker of recognition, a hint of something lost. But she says nothing. Peter just smiles and walks away. In the end, we see Peter Parker enrolling in college again, living in a small apartment, slinging webs at night, guarding the city in silence. He's alone, but not defeated, forgotten, but still standing. And that is the true essence of Spider-Man, a hero who rises no matter how many times he's erased, no matter how many identities he loses, no matter how much the world forgets him. He remembers who he is,